Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Comic Call. I'm your host, Dylan Lang. I will not be discussing any Avengers Infinity War spoilers because I am not talking about movies today. I did see the movie. I enjoyed it. I'm still shocked and surprised by it. I will talk a little bit more about it on my other show, Dylan Knows. Probably going to air that tomorrow night. Might be some slight spoilers. I don't think I'm going to do that many spoilers. I'm going to wait till I get my review with MJ Con, which I'm going to try to aim for next weekend. This weekend is just kind of a little crazy right now. So that being said, that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is we're here to talk about comic books that came out this week and to show you the cover artwork and the interior artwork and a little bit about the story and who the creators are and to try to draw you into comic book stores because next Saturday, May 6th, I guess, first Saturday in May, yeah, I guess it's May 6th. Is that right? Or May 5th? It might be May 5th. Regardless, next Saturday is Free Comic Book Day. So why not do a little advanced scouting this week? Plus, if you go see Avengers Infinity War, you can go to the local comic book store, get some Avengers stuff, Thanos stuff, whatever you want, and pick that up. And then go back next Saturday for Free Comic Book Day. For those who don't know, Free Comic Book Day is the first Saturday of every month, of every May, excuse me. Sorry, my computer's all whacked out right now. Is the first Saturday in May. I guess it's the 5th, I guess, as I said, this year. And you go to your comic book store and you get free comics. You walk in, you get free comics. They're done by everybody, DC, Marvel, Image, IDW. They all have free comics and other people as well. Some stores are different. Some only allow a certain number of free comics to be taken by you. Others say just take all you want. So just be sure you know which one your store is. The one thing you have to remember is you do not. This is not my saying. This is the rules of Free Comic Book Day set up by the comic book retailers who wanted this. The rule is you do not have to purchase anything to get the free comic book. You can go in, get your free comic book, and leave if you want. Now, I'm not going to say that's bad or good, but let me just throw this at you real quick. The comic book stores you're going into, they still have to pay for the free comic books. It's not a lot. It's like 25 cents, but they're going to order a whole bunch because they don't know how many people they're going to get. And yes, they're doing it to get more people to come in and buy stuff. And they also do lots of special events. Like my store is going to have food and drinks and about 6 to 9 creators who are going to be signing their books and a 50% off trade paperback sale. So you can go in and buy all kinds of stuff, see their new store. They have a new location. It opened up back in November. So, they're going to be showing that off as well. And I can't wait to see that. But if you don't know where your local comic book store is, go to your search engine and type in Comic Shop Locator Service or CSLS. When you find the right website, should say Comic Shop Locator Service on it. There'll be a little box that says zip code. You type your zip code in, enter, and it'll list all the comic book stores within a 20-mile radius of you. Go to the stores. You can check their websites, whatever, see what everyone's are good, what you like. So I recommend this weekend. It's Avengers Infinity Wars weekend. If you're going to go out and go see the movie, after the movie, why don't you go to the comic book store, pick up some Avengers stuff, Thanos stuff. There's probably some pops out there. I got a Thanos pop, which is pretty cool looking. And just scout out the new comic book store that you're going to, or your comic book store, see what they're going on. They're probably going to have signs up for what's going to be coming to their Free Comic Book Day. You'll find out if there's any creators or what they're going to be doing, anything special. And then you go back next Saturday. I'll remind you one more time next week, but we're getting close to the end. But for now, you're not here to hear me talk. You're here to see this week's comics right here. I just lost my one viewer. Oh, well, whatever. First one up is Flash, number 45. This is I think a standalone issue is going to lead into the Flash War. This one, Wally West finally reveals himself to Iris. It's written by Joshua Williamson with art by Christian Deuce. So all kinds of cool stuff. The storyline's been going on for a while now, and it is leading to Flash Wars, which is going to be huge. So, and it's so much so that Tom King, who's one of my favorite writers, said today on Twitter that he's going to be writing some of the repercussions of it. I don't know what capacity, if it's Batman or what. Who knows? New story arc time for Batgirl. I really love this cover. Batgirl issue number 22. It's written by Hope Larson with art by Minkyu Jung and inks by Jose Marzan Jr. Batgirl's been pretty interesting lately. Always good to see Barbara and see her moving along with her life. So good stuff there. Next up, we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 43. Continuing the return of the Dark Stars. This is a great series back in the 90s, and now they're back. It's written by Robert Venditti with art by Rafa Sandoval and inks by Jordi Tarragona. So the Green Lanterns are going to be taking on the Dark Stars. So interesting stuff. Dark Stars have always been an interesting team to me, and I'm glad to see that they're finally coming back. Detective Comics number 977 has brought back the OMAC robots. James Tynion IV is writing stuff that he wrote from the Batman Weekly stuff that came out a while back that was all connected to this. It's James Tynion IV is the writer, Felipe Briones is the artist. So it's continuing the OMAC storyline. So next up, we have Silencer number 4, which I think is probably the best of the New Age of Heroes out there. Unfortunately, this issue is not drawn by John Romita Jr. He's just did the cover. But Joe Bennett, I think. No, Bogdanovic. Bennett's the other one. Victor Bogdanovic is the penciler, and Dan Abnett is the storyteller. So continuing the Silencer story, which is really, really good so far. It's probably my favorite of the new DC Age of Comics that came out of Metal. So the Terrifics is also okay. Terrifics number 3. Again, Ivan Reyes was supposed to do the artwork for it. Again, he did the first issue and half of the second one, and now they are on other artists. It drives me absolutely bonkers because I wanted to get it mostly for his artwork, but I know that he takes forever to do his drawings. So I don't know. So Jeff Lemire is the writer. Artist is Joe Bennett, who's a good artist. He's always consistent. Sandra Hope, Jaime Mendoza, and Art Thibbert are all the inkers. So continuing the adventures of the Terrifics. Kind of DC's take on the Fantastic Four. It's kind of interesting. So I like it, but we'll see. I don't know. I mean, Joe Bennett's fine artist, but I would kind of like different art on it. But what do I know? We'll see. Next up, we got a bunch of miniseries that I'm buying just so I can finish them up. I'm probably not going to buy very many more of these because I need to start saving money. But I always like Mara. I have a soft spot for Mara. Mara number 3 came out this week. It's issue 3 of a 6-issue miniseries. It's written by Dan Abnett with art by Lam Medina and inks by Norm Ratmud. So, but it's fun to see Mara getting a little bit more time away, doing her own thing and not having to be in the shadow of Aquaman. So it's good on that. The final issue of Batman and the Signal number 3. I almost wasn't going to buy this because it just really hasn't been interested in me, but it's the 3rd issue, final of the 3-issue miniseries, so I figured just may as well get it. Written by Scott Snyder and Tony Patrick with art by Cully Hamner. This is a miniseries that focuses on Batman's new partner, the Signal. I think this was supposed to come out a few months earlier, but it was delayed due to whatever, so we'll see. But that's the last issue of that, and the last issue of Demon Hell on Earth is out this week as well. I like the supernatural aspect of the DC universe, so we'll see. Andrew Constant is the writer, Brad Walker's penciler, Andrew Hennessy is inker. So basically just the supernatural storyline. The demon's always been an interesting character as well, so good on that. From Young Animal, we have Mother Panic Gotham AD #2, written by Jody Houser. Where are you, creative team? I hate when they put it all over in weird places. There it is. Written by Jody Houser with art by Ibrahim Mustafa. Yeah, John Workman does the. This looks familiar. His lettering looks familiar. So it's an interesting take on a Gotham superhero. A weird, bizarre scenario, but it's good to see Mother Panic because she's a really great character and a very interesting design. Also, we have Doom Patrol #11, written by Gerard Way with art by Nick Darrington and inks by Tom Fowler. Doom Patrol is just ever since Grant Morrison was writing it and turned it into a bizarre mishmash of stuff. That's the only way people have been writing it. And in the end, it was okay because Grant Morrison's storylines were pretty good, creating interesting new characters and stuff like that. And so they've stuck with that template with this new version of Doom Patrol. So I don't even know if that's going to be any more of the series of that. That one's always been running late as well. So who knows? That's it for DC Marvel. Lockjaw #3. First parody cover from Marvel this week. This is just an awesome series. Written by Daniel Kibblesmith with pencils by Carlos Villa and inks by Roberto Poggi. You get the Wrecking Zoo, and you also get a appearance by Spider-Ham. That's always a big thing as well. And another flash from the past to the 90s, from the 90s. We have the reappearance of Sleepwalker, who was a hero in the 90s and is now coming back again. So the 90s are coming back. That's a fun little series. Here's parody cover #2. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man #303, continuing a bizarre storyline where, like, the movie Spider-Man is crossing over with contemporary Spider-Man, stuff like that. Chip Zdarsky is the writer, penciler Joe Quinones, and inks by Joe Rivera, Joe Quinones, and Paulo Rivera. Some interesting stuff in the comics, including the arrival of Peter's sister. I really need to get back into reading this because Zdarsky's absolutely insane. And with this new revelation about his sister, it's been fairly interesting. So next up we have Exiles #2. I like the Exiles from the 90s. Hopefully Saladin Ahmed will do a good job with this. Javier Rodriguez penciler, Alvaro Lopez inks. Thor Ragnarok was hugely popular, so they're introducing the Valkyrie from, it's not technically the same one, but it's drawn a lot like her and looks a lot like her. So as to get the, and you get Cartoon Wolvie in here as well, in order to get the people in there. But Exiles is such a great series idea where you take a group of different heroes from different eras and have them jump through time and go through different things as well, and encounter different realities. So Exiles is a fun series. Almost wasn't going to buy this, but Ty Templeton's doing the artwork, so I had to do it. Moon Knight #194. Max Bemis, writer, Ty Templeton artwork. Haven't seen some Ty Templeton artwork in a while, but it's good to see him back again. So interesting. From the Marvel Star Wars universe, we have Darth Vader number 15, another really cool cover. And Charles Soule continues to write a good storyline. Giuseppe Camicoli and Danielle Orlandini are doing a wonderful job with the artwork because it's phenomenal. And what more do you need? It's a Star Wars comic. It's Darth Vader. It's everything you want. From Independent World, one of the best comics and best storytellers out there are back together again. Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise 25, number 3, is out. Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise is freaking fantastic, and he has set it firmly in his own Terry Moore world with characters from Rachel Rising and his other comics as well. Beautiful black and white artwork, as always, from Abstract Studios. Also from the 90s, I talked about how much I love Valiant's Shadow Man. Bob Hall was the artist on that, and I think he even wrote it too. Great series, was my favorite Valiant's. Well, they brought him back, Shadow Man number 2, written by Andy Diggle with art by Steven Segovia. You know, getting back into the Shadow Man world is a lot of fun. So definitely should check it out because it's a good series as well. 30 Days of Night number 5, I think was supposed to be out last week, but it didn't. It came out this week. This is the next to last issue of the series. It's written by Steve Niles with art by Peter Kowalski. It's basically the a reboot of the series. Another great premise: city in Alaska, a town in Alaska that for 30 days shows no sunlight, so the vampires can go and walk around 24/7 and destroy the town. Plus, it's the furthest point in Alaska, and the communications are spotty at best to get them. So, always a good series to read that. I need to get Sheena because I'm a big dumb male with the nice body on her and stuff like that, and the skimpy outfits. Issue number 8, and it's also written by Marguerite Bennett and Christina Trujillo with art by Maria Sanapos. So you get 3 female creators working on a sexy female in leopard print, which is hot. I wish my wife would wear more leopard print, but that's besides the point. Now you know why I pick up the book. And it looks entertaining, too. I mean, it doesn't look like it's stupid or dumb or anything like that, particularly with the reveal of the giant creatures. So, continue on that one. I will get in that one. Battlestar Galactica versus Battlestar Galactica, a very good idea, combining the 2 Battlestar Galacticas, the one from the 1970s and the one from the 2000s, as they meet together. And you get Peter David, who was one of my favorite writers at one time, but his writing has sort of edged off a little bit lately. And Edu Menem is the artist, so you're getting the 2 different Battlestar Galacticas meeting up and crossing over and trying to figure out what's going on, and alternate realities and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'll continue with that story because it's a great idea. Finally, Abbott from Boom Studios, number 4. Again, Saladin Ahmed, who was writing Exiles, write this one with art by Sammy Cavella. And supernatural female woman of color lead. You can't beat that. So on that note, that is the last one for this week. Again, next week is Free Comic Book Day, so I highly recommend doing some scouting this week. As I said earlier, Avengers Infinity War is out this week. If you go see the movie, after the movie, go to your local comic book store. They might have some Avengers stuff going on, displays, deals, action figures, pop statues, other stuff besides comics going on as well. Trades, get caught up on stuff. The new comics are out. That's just a small sampling of the comics that came out this week. There were some Thanos and Avengers stuff that came out this week, but I've not been collecting them, so, and I probably won't be collecting them, but hey, if you want to find out what's going on with the Avengers in the comics, check that out as well. And your Thanos as well. And so do a little scouting ahead of time. Go to your local comic book store this weekend after you see Avengers Infinity War. Buy some Avengers stuff, get a general idea, see whatever. Most of them should have their posters up for what's going to be coming for Free Comic Book Day, so you'll be able to see if there's going to be any special deals or creators coming your way. And then next week is the big one. Next week is basically Christmas in the comic world. Free Comic Book Day is next weekend. May 5th, I believe, is what the date is. Cinco de Mayo. So Cinco to buy some comics, or Cinco to get free comics, I should say. Again, I would recommend, you don't have to do this, but when you go to the comic book store to get your free comics, maybe pick up something. Doesn't have to be anything big. You can pick up a trade, comic, toy, something like that. Just pick some up so it'll help defer the costs of the free comic books that you're getting. Now, I don't usually buy stuff from my comic book store on Free Comic Book Day because I already spent a shit ton of money a few days before it, and I will do it again this week as well. So I don't feel guilty about it because I've already spent my money on my comics at my store. But we'll see. There might be something. I actually went back to the store yesterday and picked up a trade, which I didn't show because I'm not going to be showing trades very much anymore. Dan Slott's Superior Spider-Man storyline is now being released in a couple of thick trade paperbacks, the complete collections they're called, which is a great idea from Marvel. It's soft covers and holds about 15 to 18 issues, and it's about $40, but it's fun to see if you need to get caught up in something fast and you don't want to pay for a hardcover or a huge omnibus or multiple trades, because in an 18 issue, let's just say this series has 18 issues, that this book has 18 issues. Most trades consist of 6 issues, so you'd have to buy 3 trades just to get the story you're getting in this one complete collection. Got my wife the Captain Marvel one. That's actually Miss Marvel before she was Captain Marvel, and I also bought the Black Panther ones when Black Panther came out a month or so ago. Which reminds me also, Black Panther will be out on DVD and Blu-ray on May 15th. It'll be out on digital May 8th, so that's coming up soon, so you can pick that up as well. Go see Avengers Infinity War. Go to your comic book store this weekend, see what they've got going on, do some free scouting, see what they've got, their posters about what's coming next week on Free Comic Book Day, and then come back here next week, talk to you a little bit more about Free Comic Book Day, get you more comics that I got from this week. There should be some interesting stuff because they tend to like to release stuff before Free Comic Book Day because they're getting a lot more people in. I think DC's 25-cent comic is coming out next week also, so we'll find out for sure on Monday when they release the new schedule of books that are out coming this week. So I'm done talking. I'm tired. It's been a long weekend. Join me tomorrow for a solo episode of Dylan Knows. I will be talking about Avengers Infinity War, but I will try not to spoil it. I will wait to do spoilers till Free Comic Day weekend, and when I talk to MJ Khan, see if hopefully we can try again because we were having issues getting our computer synced up. So other than that, go see Avengers Infinity War, go to the comic book store, buy some comics, and scout out for Free Comic Day. Free Comic Book Day is coming in 8 days.